So welcome back to another episode of Paul's Asian Adventure. In this episode, I have my wife Mia from Filipina Life with Mia. Check out her channel.
No, not yet because
Not yet. Okay.
because I have more subscribers than you
No,
do.
still check her out if you haven't. She's got really good content. And then, so in this episode, I wanted to cover
Guys who are begging to be scammed here in the
guys
Philippines.
who are begging to be scammed.
Yep.
So let's get into it.
Guys who are begging to be scammed. Guys who are begging to be scammed here in the Philippines. And we've seen this firsthand, right, darling?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, we have seen this firsthand. So, and
We're going to talk about the first point. What creates, what makes guys, when we say begging to be scammed, is the way they are, the way they act
yes, the way they.
with the opposite sex, obviously females.
Yep.
So why do they act that way? And the conclusion I've come to is that they have a scarcity mindset.
Okay, explain further.
So by scarcity mindset, I'm talking about in the West, they might have only been with one or two or three women, never been good at picking up women,
Yeah.
never really had that type of understanding of women and what women are about and what women want. So when they come here, you know, and they've seen all these vlogs about getting women and all that, and they think they're going to pick up women like this, right?
Yeah.
But instead, it might take some months before they actually find a girl. And then when they find that girl, they think that's the only girl who's going to date them.
Yeah.
And they do everything to try to hold on to that girl. And that's what I'm saying. That's a scarcity mindset instead of having an abundance mindset that like, okay, if this girl goes, there's more girls. And that's the truth. I mean, that's the truth.
It's more efficiency.
Yeah. And the people with a scarcity mindset typically have a low self-confidence. They might be a very serious type of people. They don't lead with fun. They just don't know or are not good at interacting with women because they haven't had the experience, obviously. They don't have the good background with it, so they don't understand it. But here in the Philippines, I find that women in general are very understanding. And, you know, if you just approach them in a normal way, it's typically not that hard to find a girlfriend. I mean, I've seen some guys that I look at them and like, there's no way you should be with that girl, but he's with that girl because he has self-confidence. He can talk to girls. He can make them laugh. That's one of the most important things here, I find, is to lead with fun. But that's not what this video is about. That scarcity mindset, sorry, I'm doing all the talking, so I'll put it over to you soon. But that scarcity mindset, in my belief, is what leads to being scammed.
Yeah. So like that. Oh, sorry. So those guys, or the guys that come to the Philippines with a scarcity mindset.
Scarcity, not scarcity.
Scarcity?
Scarcity.
Scares, like you're scared?
Scarcity.
Yeah, okay. So those guys that come to the Philippines and have this scarcity mindset, they tend to have this idea in their mind that they have to keep that girl that they're with and not to let her go,
Yeah.
even though that girl is showing red flags in the relationship.
Yeah.
And we've seen this firsthand,
Yeah.
right? We're not going to mention anybody.
Yeah.
So I've seen this firsthand, like girls, they are, the moment that they see $sign, they push the man to marry them straight away because they can get something out of it.
I kind of have to disagree with you there.
Oh?
Because it's not always the girl who's pushing the man. Sometimes it is. But it's kind of the man also showing weakness, you know, showing that you're the only girl I can get and doing everything for her. Like everything, you know, like like getting up early in the morning, driving her wherever she needs to go, picking her up. Well, before she took a trike, and now you're doing everything. You're your whole life in a way rotates around what she wants instead of what you wants. What we call frame. You don't have frame in that relationship.
Okay.
Meaning you are her at beck and call. Like whatever she asks you to do, you'll do it. And it's coming out of a place of love for the guy, but the guy has so little experience with women that he doesn't understand. That shows weakness in the guy, and a lot of women are actually turned off by that, and some women might be turned off by that, but they see an opportunity to go and exploit this situation.
Yeah, but isn't it like also in women's choice or decision not to exploit that situation?
Yes.
Because if you think that it is bad to exploit the kindness that man is showing,
Mm-hmm.
then why do such thing? You don't have conscience at all if that's the case.
And I think some women will exploit it,
Yeah.
and some women subconsciously exploit it without realizing it, because it's a slow move towards that area. And then of course there are basically the scammers that will see that as like a way to get that. I mean, for me, these are the guys that buy a house and lose a house within a year or two, because they end up with this girl that is really not that interested in them,
Yeah.
and they don't dare talk to the girl about
Boundaries and
boundaries, about how to protect their assets, like for example having a special power of attorney for a house, or if you're getting married, a prenup,
prenuptial.
things like that. They won't
Yeah.
dare approach that subject because they are scared, again because of the scarcity mindset, of losing that woman.
Okay.
So another thing that these men that are begging to be scammed do wrong, and I've covered this in other videos, is they lead with money
Yeah.
instead of leading with fun.
Yeah.
It becomes more about money than it becomes about having fun in the relationship. And when you lead with money and you make the girl in that relationship realize, or not, maybe realize is the wrong word, but define that relationship as all about money. On top of that, you have the scarcity mindset. On top of that, you're doing everything for her. You're in her frame and she's not in your frame. That can lead to a catastrophic situation. Like, for example, the girl saying, oh, we've been together for 6 months. We know a situation like this, right?
Yeah.
We should buy a house. We should buy a house, but he's paying for it, right?
Yeah.
And it's in her name.
Yeah.
And the guy says, oh, yeah, we should live together and buy a house and everything. And maybe that's all his savings. So they end up buying a house, only known each other for 6 months to a year. I mean, you're setting yourself up for major failure, right?
Yeah.
Because this specific person or these people don't have that mindset that this relationship is going to be fun. For that lady, you have shown her that this relationship is about money, that you are scared of losing her, that you don't have a chance, or at least you don't think you have a chance on other women. So this is a way that you are like begging to be scammed by this girl. You're giving her every opening possible to scam you. I mean, if you buy a house for, let's say, 5 million pesos, 4 million pesos, 3 million pesos, it's a dream for, a majority of women here to have a house like that. And then all she has to do, well, it's in her name now, all she has to do is kick you out. What are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to go to the lawyers and you're going to go to the court and spend the next 10 years of your life. If you're 60 or 65, it's basically the rest of your life fighting for a house. Oh, you're just going to walk away and say, I messed up, right?
Yeah.
So this is the thing with people, is like they are not protecting themselves. They're not protecting their assets. They're not leading with fun. They're have that scarcity mindset. So they're setting themselves up for failure. They're setting themselves up to be scammed, instead of looking internally and saying, what do I need to do differently now that I'm in the Philippines? Or why like look around you. Okay, like let's say you're a man, you come here, you've been here for let's say 6 months, and you've only had 2 dates. And then you see these other guys who are older than you, not as good looking as you or whatever. Maybe they're fat, maybe they're alcoholics, and they have these beautiful women. Then you got to ask yourself, why are they successful and I'm not? Instead of going into this way of doing things, right? In the end, I just want to say this. We're all different. Some people have scarcity mindset because of their bad experiences in the West. Some people have high confidence. But the most important thing when you come to the Philippines, and I've said this many times, is hire slowly,
fire quickly,
and fire quickly, right?
Yes.
That's very important. Take your time and protect yourself. You know, in boxing we say, protect yourself at all times. You have to do the same in the Philippines. Protect yourself. Protect yourself no matter how nice that girl is. No matter how wonderful she is, how feminine she is. The thing is, people are a certain way now, and in the future people can change. Not necessarily they will change. I mean, I hope I'm the same 15 years from now, 20 years from now. I hope you're the same. But things can happen in life, right? We both agree on that.
Yeah.
So, as a man, you have to protect yourself. And believe me, if it was the woman who had all the assets, she would protect herself. Because women are clever that way. So a man always has to protect himself. So again, whatever you do here in the Philippines, always protect yourself. Make sure your assets are protected. If you decide to buy a house, there's ways around that you can protect your assets. Talk to a lawyer about that. I don't want to get into that, but you need to talk to a lawyer.
I do have a question.
Ask away.
Okay, so when you said protect yourself, what if you've been with that girl for, let's say, 2-3 years, and you guys decided to marry, right? And then you ask her to sign a prenuptial.
Yes.
What if she refused to sign and says that you don't trust me? Because why would you want me to sign a prenuptial if you trust me?
I would turn her around and say, you don't trust me? Why wouldn't you sign a prenup? What are you scared of? Are you thinking of leaving me in the future and taking half my money? That's how I would turn her around. Very simple.
Would you continue that marriage? Or that process?
If she just brought it up once, I'd continue. But if she kept on that she didn't want to sign it and all that,
yeah,
I know what she's about. She's about the money.
Okay.
Khalas. Move on.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Just had a question. No.
That's a good question.
Nada.
That's a good question. Okay. So with that, say thank you for watching this far. And if you made it this far, please don't forget to like, subscribe. And as you know, sharing is really good. And sharing my videos is the best.
What about mine?
Share her videos too. Okay. Cheers.